Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. This episode is a roundup episode of some boiled book adventures where I yet again demonstrate my inability to be patient. But it's a fun result. I don't need that. So, first off, we have the fabric. And this is just some ties that's got lots of threads on it because I tore it. Just to give it some texture. And I know tying them, or at least keeping them like this, is really fun, but the costumer in me, the sewer in me, so wants to press it out, but we'll worry about that when we start using it. And that's another thing that I need to start doing, which is using all of this paper that I'm making, because I make paper way faster than I use it. So that's the ties. Recall that I thrifted a white piece of, at least a whole bunch of embroidery thread, and there were little white skeins in there. This is a previously white skein. Let me get something that is white so you can see the difference. So this has now gone a nice sort of kind of a gray. There's spots here where it's particularly dark and it's been touched by the iron and so forth. So this will go very nice with that if you wanted to, like, it's literally matching thread. Here is the sheet that I used, and let's get that out of the way so we can use the full. So this is part one. This is the back side of the sheet, and this is the top side of the sheet. And turned out nice. I love some of these spots. Oops. Show you the front part. Elbows. There we are. And that's the front part. This is nice and grimy, a little bit of rust there. Always threads. There we are. We're in a constant state of either, if we have something that is clean and trim, we want to scumble it up. And then when we have something that is funky like this, we try and clean it up. We're never happy. This is the flip side. That's a really yummy spot. Ooh, I like that a lot. And there's some rust works. And then this is the back side of it, which is just really, really lovely. I like this a lot. What we do? Get rid of that. There we are. Good enough. Okay, so that's the fabric. And I make no apologies, but I do declare that this paper is not as beautiful as it could be, because there's bits still in it and it is torn. And this one goes this way, I think, because this is the way you can sort of see a fern. And what I was using predominantly was red roses, a little bit of eucalyptus, a little bit of fern, some weird thing that didn't work. And that's the botanical Latin explanation, the weird thing that didn't work. See, there's a bit of rose petal. And these tears are 100% a result of me wanting to see what was inside. Literally no patience to be able to let it drain and let it dry. So that's the front side, or at least that's the back side. And then this is paper that came from the dollar store. It's kind of like the nature photography book. And so I did a bunch. So anyways, that's page one. I'm just going to do a leisurely flip through and a bit of a cleanup. So this one, so not patient. Tears everywhere. This, I think, is also rose petal. And I think rose red roses are the element in this process that makes the purple. I'm gonna just have to keep cleaning this up because I'm gonna get it everywhere otherwise. So that's that side, also worked out well. And even though I'm not gonna be able to make pages out of this, I certainly will be able to use this as collage paper and whatnot. And so this is the back side. I'm pleased that I chose to put some of the flowers on, at least back this, so it's just not a plain piece of paper anymore. So I learned two things about how to increase the fragility of the paper. One is to put iron pieces that are three-dimensional. Like there was like an S hook that wasn't flat, that had sort of a kink in it, and that completely goes through the paper. I put in a rose stem with like the heavy head of the rose in, that also created some contortion in the paper. And the third is this paper is fairly thin. It's not an art paper, and so it needs to be treated with care, which I kind of didn't do, but we know that. Okay, here's another one. It's another torn one. So that's the back side. This looks super moody. I don't know what happened here or what color this was to start with. But you can sort of see-ish. There's a bit of the top of the rose. And what I was trying to do, and it worked, had I only had the patience to calm my little, my tiny cricket mind, I was trying to deliberately place the rose petals along the edge. And so that, it works, but it looks quite intense. And here's another piece as well. So that's three. So at least of those, one side is usable. Here. Next piece, totally torn. Totally made up. Oh yes, so I had, what did I have? What were these? So Tim Holtz has, or had, little sort of steampunky kind of gear charm things. And I got a set of them on sale at Michael's at deep discount. So I could not say no to Tim Holtz on a deep discount. And oh, there's your problem. And so I placed them throughout the book, and this one is one of the spots where it actually worked, where you can see the pattern. So somewhere along the way there is going to be more to that sheet. Speaking of, here we are. Here's another piece. This was a beach, I think, at one point. But that just looks like texture now. Kind of great. Next page. This one worked so wonderfully. Oh, sorry, that guttural sound is me just enjoying how that turned out. I just love the colors there. I love the scrumbliness and just the incredible visual texture that happened. The other thing that I would say is when I was putting the rose petals down, I was not skimpy. So if it's not like one petal placement here, one petal placement here, it's like plonk, plonk, 2 or 3 petals, because as the roses came apart, they didn't come apart easily. Oh, look at that. Like, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Even the butterfly is pretty great. That is another iron piece. And there's one there as well. And that might be a third. So I have some washers that I just placed randomly in the paper as well. Next one is this one. Oh, also really nice. Love the way this one came out. You can sort of see where there's rose petals, not rose petals, rose leaves. Leaves here. This kind of stayed whole. That is major yummy. And if I wanted to use this in a journal, I could certainly do some repair work and make it look like it was part of whatever the journal was. I have no doubt about that. Oh, okay. So here is this is the rose. It goes all the way down here, and then the top. So I was very specifically creating that shape. Love the way this turned out. Just love it. Yeah, you do. You can see it here, and I think I had it on this side because the dent's on that side. That's where another washer was. And this is stones, yeah, whatever. This is the absolute cat's pajamas. Next one, another tua. This is sides. Here's another washer, and the back side is this. This one turned out really nicely as well. It helps that this is intensely dried mud that's cracked, and it doesn't really have a it's not recognizable necessarily. So this whole page is just so good. I love it. Love it. And just the bubbling and everything else that goes along with it is just really yummy. I think also patience did kick in eventually. And what else happened? I think where the paper is positioned in the bundle also matters. Here's another one. 100% you can see the leaves here and the leaves here, and that's rose petal there. That just looks so good. The leaf came out through there, and there's a leaf there as well, and it probably was placed on that side. Oh yes, next one. Next one is another, you can 100% see the rose that is just placed here, and you can see how the paper is like mottled, bent, contorted as a result of, oh, look at that, my fingers are getting brown. That's the paper. There we are, get that off. What else about this one? Let's see what's on the back. That's another good one. The trees came out really nicely. Next one also did come out pretty good. This is leaves, and then you can see the petals there, and where the red dye sort of came through, and another beautiful green. That's just so yummy. That's so dark. So here's some more roses. It's a whole lot easier to remove this stuff when it's dried, which is essentially what everybody is trying to tell me, including myself. I mean, I went back and forth into the area where all of this was happening, and I was telling myself, stop touching it, stop it, stop it. but I have difficulty listening to myself. I love the color of the green there. I wonder if eucalyptus was there, because I did use bits of eucalyptus. I don't know what that is, but that's kind of lovely. And then this is water, which is also really nice, like that. And then you can see the difference in the colors, how dark that is and how light that is. And this is a completely different, it's not roses, it's whatever that weird thing was. This is where the iron piece was, another gorgeous sheet where I was trying to sort of do a line of petals. And the edge of this turned out pretty fun. Oh, pine cones, all right. All right. Going back to this a minute, that little spot there, really great. I love it. Another next one. This one's got all kinds of bits on it. Here's another one of those Tim Holtz wheels, and there, and there, and there's one there. I think I put them all on one sheet, actually, possibly as an experiment. But you can still see the leaves and so forth. And then the back side of this is, ooh, this is a wave. But you quickly lose what the original image was. Here we are. Oops. That's eucalyptus. I love the smell of eucalyptus. I have a working theory that one of the reasons why Michael's is so popular is because there is the smell of eucalyptus in the store. It's a pervasive smell. And eucalyptus is used as a calming agent or a calming oil, I think, among others of its herbal properties. And the being able to sort of go to Michael's and smell that, I think, is part of certainly the attraction for me when I go there and I just want to wander around and not buy anything. Stop laughing. And there's the back, which is also super yummy. But I think it's the eucalyptus that in part helps with the attractiveness. When the Body Shop was first starting out, they were very deliberate about putting perfume as a dominant experience in their shop. If you are not a fan of perfume, of course that's not attractive, but if that's something that you enjoyed, going there the smell created an additional element to the experience. Here's another sheet, Rose Petal Central, and I think that might be a stem or the back of a stem, and certainly leaves. And this is, you can see very clearly, it's like the petal is sort of folded over. What's the back of this? Ooh, it's a sunset. Is that the right way? No, that's the right way. Yeah, there's the stem right there. And then I put something else on top of it, maybe fern or something. That's really pretty. Another torn bit. Again, you can see the difference in the color palette. And there's that beautiful spot of green again. This goes this way. It's nearly black, but it's really nice. Getting down to the last few sheets. Some more bits, floating all over. This was me being too excited. Once again, you can see the petals, at least the leaves there, and petals. And then the back side, ooh, that looks nice. That looks super funky. I wonder what would happen if I tried to iron that. probably be ironable, I think. Don't see why not. Second to last. Second to last one. Got a rose petal on it. This is a spot where you can 100% see the divot of, I just had the top of the rose. The petals had all gone, and there's just the little anthers or stamens or whatever the heck they are. There we are. Not sure about that one. Ooh, that one's nice too. The green grass and the blue water seem to be the best papers to use for that. And just gonna do another little cleanup. And last page, last call is this one. And this was 100% a rose that had been here and got super chunky. And then just love the colors that came out there. Just so nice. And then the back of this, oh, wow. Wow. So this is another washer. This used to be a very light brown seashore scene. And that's really gone away. So funky. So, anyways, that's all she wrote for that. These probably deserve some kind of pressing to get a little bit of the flattening out. I don't have my citrusol yet, so we don't have anything to show for it yet, but I am hopeful that today it will show up. And next video, I am hoping should be an assessment of where we're at on the coffee journal. And it's lunchtime now, so I'll probably go have a luncheroo and I'll walk around, and then we are going to go and have another video. So I'll see you soon. Bye now.